At some point, without warning and without ceremony, your cat decided for you, not out loud and not in a way you could notice at the time, but quietly, internally, the way cats decide the most important things. And from that moment forward, the relationship stopped being about coexistence and became something else entirely, something slower and deeper that did not announce itself, yet began shaping every interaction that followed. Most people never realize this moment happened. They think cats simply tolerate them, or use them, or drift in and out of affection without reason. But cats do not operate randomly, and they do not give closeness by accident, because every bond a cat forms is filtered through instinct, memory, and a constant internal question about safety that never fully turns off until it no longer has to. Before your cat ever slept near you, before they followed you through the house, before they closed their eyes in your presence, or let their body relax in ways that would be dangerous anywhere else, they were paying attention to things you did not know you were showing them. The way you moved, the way you touched, the way you respected distance, the way the world behaved when you were part of it. Cats do not love loudly. They love by deciding that vigilance is no longer required. This video is not about cute habits or funny quirks or the things people like to project onto cats. It is about the quiet behavioral shifts that happen when a cat stops treating you as part of the environment and starts treating you as part of their internal map of safety. The signs that reveal not affection in the human sense, but something more durable, more instinctive, and much harder to earn. Because once a cat decides you are family, it does not show up as one big moment. It shows up as a series of small permissions. Welcome to Just Paw Facts, where we slow down and explain the quiet, weird, and wonderful things animals do, using real science and simple language that actually makes sense. This isn't about tricks or rankings or internet myths. It's about why animals behave the way they do, from the instincts they're born with to the emotions they quietly carry. Have you ever looked at your pet and thought, that felt personal? Well, you're probably right. There is something almost easy to miss about the way a cat headbutts you. It does not arrive with noise or excitement. There is no wagging tail, no sudden burst of energy, no obvious demand. Instead, it happens quietly, often when you are distracted. You might be standing in the kitchen, half thinking about dinner, or scrolling on your phone, or just existing in the same room as your cat, and suddenly, there is a soft pressure, a forehead against your leg, a cheek pressed into your hand, a gentle push that lingers just long enough to feel intentional. Most people smile and move on. Some people laugh. A few people say, "Ah, my cat is being affectionate," and then the moment passes. But to your cat, that moment is not small at all. In the feline world, identity is built through scent. Long before cats relied on sight or sound, they relied on smell to answer the most important questions of survival. Who belongs here? Who is safe? Who is family? Who is not? A cat's scent is not just a smell drifting through the air. It is information. It is history. It is belonging made physical. Your cat carries scent glands in very specific places, along the cheeks, beneath the chin, and across the forehead. These are not random locations. They are designed for contact, designed for touch, designed for moments when a cat chooses to press part of themselves against something else and leave behind a message that says, "This is known, this is mine, this is safe." When your cat headbutts you, they are not asking for attention. They are not requesting affection. They are performing a behavior that, in the wild, is reserved for trusted members of a social group. Cats do not do this to strangers. They do not do this to animals they tolerate but do not trust. They do not do this casually. They do this to the family. In feral cat colonies and wild feline groups, headbutting is how cats create a shared identity. Family members rub against one another to blend scent, creating what scientists call a group scent profile. This shared smell allows cats to recognize each other instantly, even in low light, even from a distance, even after time apart. It is how they know who belongs without needing to fight, question, or hesitate. So when your cat presses their forehead into you, they are not simply touching you, They are adding you to that internal map. They are updating their understanding of the world to include you as part of their safe inner circle. And here is where the emotional weight begins to settle in. Your cat does not need to do this. They could live their entire life accepting food, warmth, and shelter from you without ever offering this gesture. Many cats take a long time to headbutt, and some never do at all. This behavior only appears when a cat feels secure enough, calm enough, and emotionally settled enough to share their identity with another being. In other words, your cat has been watching you. They have been noticing how you move through the house, how predictable you are, how you respond to their needs, how you behave when they are vulnerable, sick, frightened, or asleep. Cats are quiet observers. They do not rush decisions. They gather evidence slowly, over weeks and months, building a picture of whether someone is safe. The headbutt is the result of that evaluation. It is your cat saying, without words, I know who you are now. There is also a deeper layer to this behavior, one that reaches all the way back to kittenhood. When kittens are very young, their mother rubs against them constantly. This is how she marks them as hers, keeps them oriented within the nest, and reassures them that they are protected. That sensation of gentle pressure, of warmth, of closeness tied to safety becomes wired into a cat's emotional memory. So when an adult cat headbutts you, they are not just expressing trust in the present moment. They are reconnecting with one of the earliest feelings of security they ever knew. They are choosing to recreate that bond with you, and they are doing it on their terms. You might notice that your cat does this at specific times, when you come home, when you wake up, when they are calm and content rather than excited. This is not accidental. Headbutting happens most often when a cat feels emotionally regulated, when they are not overstimulated or anxious, when they are comfortable enough to reach outward. That is why this gesture feels different from play or demand-based behaviors. There is no urgency in it, no expectation, just presence. Sometimes your cat will follow the headbutt by walking away. That can feel confusing, but in feline language, the act itself was the point. They were not asking for something, they were offering something, belonging. It is also worth noting that cats often headbutt objects in the home that they consider part of their territory. Door frames, couch corners, table legs. But there is a meaningful difference between marking territory and marking family. Objects are marked repeatedly and mechanically. Family is marked deliberately, gently, and often accompanied by relaxed body language like slow blinks or soft tail movement. When your cat chooses you over the furniture, that matters. There is a quiet intimacy in this behavior that fits perfectly with how cats love. They do not announce affection. They layer it. They show it in moments that look simple, but carry meaning that builds over time. A headbutt today becomes another headbutt tomorrow, then a pause, then a nap nearby, then grooming, then something deeper. This is how cats create bonds, slowly, carefully, permanently, and once you understand that, you begin to realize something else. Your cat is not just living in your home, they are integrating you into theirs, their routines, their emotional map, their sense of safety. The headbutt is often the first visible sign that this process has already begun. You did not apply for this role, you were not warned, there was no meeting, your cat decided. And once that decision is made, everything that follows builds on it. Kneading rarely begins with intention. It begins with stillness. Your cat does not jump onto you and immediately start moving their paws. Instead, they arrive quietly, as if testing the air around you. They settle their weight, adjust once or twice, and pause. In that pause, something shifts. Their body softens, their breathing slows, their eyes grow heavy. Only then do the paws begin to move, pressing down and lifting again in a slow rhythm that feels older than the moment itself. From the outside, it can look simple, even amusing, a small repetitive motion, a behavior people joke about or nickname. But inside your cat, kneading is not lighthearted. It is not playful. It is not casual. It is one of the few times your cat allows itself to drift away from the present. That movement comes from a time before your cat understood the world as something to manage, before vigilance, before independence, before choice. It comes from a period in life when warmth, nourishment, and safety were not things to seek out, but things that simply existed as long as closeness was maintained. As kittens, cats need while nursing. The motion stimulates milk, but it also does something more important. It creates a physical rhythm tied directly to survival. Press, release, warmth follows, comfort follows, life continues. That rhythm settles into the nervous system long before memory or awareness forms, and once it is there, it never fully leaves. Adult cats no longer need, but their bodies remember what it felt like to do so. And when the world feels calm enough, familiar enough, safe enough, that memory rises to the surface without effort or thought. This is why needing almost always appears in moments of quiet, late at night, early in the morning, when the house is still and nothing unexpected is about to happen. Your cat does not need when they are alert or watchful. They need when they are willing to relax completely, and that willingness is everything. Cats are built for control. Their muscles are designed for sudden movement. Their senses are tuned for constant awareness. Even when they seem relaxed, there is usually a layer of readiness beneath the surface. But needing requires something different. It requires your cat to stop monitoring their surroundings and turn inward instead. That only happens when your cat feels anchored. When your cat needs on a blanket, they are responding to softness and scent. When they need on you, they are responding to something deeper. They are choosing your presence as the place where their body can loosen without consequence. They are placing their weight on you and trusting that nothing bad will happen while they do. This is not a small trust. In the wild, vulnerability is dangerous. A distracted cat is a vulnerable cat. A cat that closes its eyes, settles its body, and repeats a rhythmic motion is a cat that has decided the environment is safe enough to risk that vulnerability. Your cat has decided that about you. That decision did not come quickly. It was built slowly, through ordinary moments, through routines that stayed predictable, through interactions that did not escalate, through hands that did not grab, and voices that did not surprise. Your cat learned over time that your presence did not demand vigilance. So when they need, they are not seeking stimulation or attention. They are seeking a feeling, a return to a state of being where the world did not require effort. You might notice that your cat's face changes during these moments. Their eyes do not track movement. Their whiskers relax. Their tail lies still. Their breathing deepens. These are not the signals of a cat interacting with the world. These are the signals of a cat retreating from it. And you are the reason they can. Even the discomfort of needing tells part of the story. The claws that press a little too sharply. The weight that settles in a way that is not entirely comfortable. Your cat is not being careless. They are being honest. Their body is operating from memory, not manners, from instinct, not intention. They are not adjusting for your comfort because in that moment they are not managing the relationship. They are trusting it. There is also something deeply personal about who a cat chooses to need. In households with multiple people, many cats need only one person, even if they are friendly with everyone else. That choice reflects emotional association, not availability. It reflects what their nervous system has learned to relax around most fully. Cats do not need where they feel tolerated. They need where they feel held. From a biological perspective, needing triggers the release of endorphins, chemicals that calm the body and reduce stress. When your cat needs on you, their brain is reinforcing the connection between your presence and that sense of calm. Over time, this builds a feedback loop. You feel safe, the body relaxes, the bond deepens, and because cats rely so heavily on these internal cues, that bond becomes durable. It does not disappear easily. It does not fade with time. Once a cat associates a person with that level of safety, it becomes part of their emotional map of the world. Needing is one of the rare moments when a cat allows itself to be emotionally transparent. There is no performance in it, no strategy, no guardedness. It is a behavior that exists entirely for the cat's own sense of comfort. The fact that you are present for it is not accidental. Your cat is not reliving kittenhood because they are confused. They are doing it because they have found in you a place where that feeling still makes sense, a place where they can let go. And once a cat learns that letting go is possible with you, they begin to trust you in ways that go far beyond that moment. They sleep more deeply, they stay closer, they share space instead of monitoring it. Needing is not about the pause. It is about the moment your cat decides they do not need to hold themselves together anymore. And that moment only happens with family. When needing slows and finally stops, your cat does not leave right away. There is often a pause, a stillness that feels heavier than the movement that came before it. Their paws settle, their weight shifts fully downward, their breathing deepens in a slow and unguarded manner. What comes next is not a new behavior. It is a continuation of the same decision your cat has already been making. They stay. Sleep is not rest for a cat. It is a risk. Even now, even in warm homes with full bowls and locked doors, your cat's body does not forget what sleep has always meant in the natural world. When a cat sleeps, awareness drops. Reaction time slows, muscles release. The animal becomes, for a brief time, something that cannot flee or fight without warning. In the wild, that moment of unawareness is where danger lives. That is why cats are so deliberate about where they sleep and with whom they share their space. They do not choose sleep locations casually. They do not sleep deeply just anywhere. They test, they observe, they retreat if something feels wrong. A sleeping cat is a cat that has decided the environment will hold steady without constant supervision. So when your cat remains on you after needing, when their body curls inward and their eyes close fully instead of fluttering, something significant has happened. The vulnerability that began with memory has moved into the present. Your cat is no longer revisiting safety. They are practicing it. They are choosing to be unaware. Cats often sleep lightly, even around trusted beings, but the way they sleep tells the deeper story. A cat stretched out, belly exposed, limbs loose, head tucked or resting against you, is not prepared for sudden escape. They are not positioned to launch themselves away from danger. They have let that readiness go. That release is never accidental. In feline social groups, sleeping together is a form of protection. Family members cluster close, not just for warmth, but for shared vigilance. One animal's awareness supports another's rest. Even as some sleep, others stir, creating a quiet system of mutual safety. Your cat sleeping on you is the modern echo of that ancient arrangement. They have folded you into their sense of protection, not as something to watch, but as something to trust. This trust often shows itself in small details that are easy to overlook. The way your cat positions themselves so their back is against you instead of facing you. The way they choose your chest or your legs rather than a nearby cushion. The way they remain even when you shift slightly, adjusting instead of fleeing. These are not conveniences, they are choices. Your cat is deciding that your presence lowers the cost of vulnerability. That being near you reduces the need to monitor the world. That your movements are predictable enough not to require an alarm. That decision is built slowly, reinforced over time, and rarely reversed once established. From a biological perspective, sleep is when the brain consolidates memory and regulates emotion. For a cat, sleeping deeply in a place means associating that place with emotional safety. When that place is you, the association becomes personal. Your body becomes part of your cat's emotional geography. They do not just recognize you when awake, they recognize you when they are defenseless. This is why many cats choose to sleep near the same person consistently, even in homes with multiple warm surfaces. They are not selecting the softest option. They are selecting the safest one as their nervous system understands it. And safety to a cat is not comfort alone. It is predictability. It is a restraint. It is the absence of surprise. Cats learn who startles them, who moves suddenly, who disturbs them without warning. They also learn who does not, who allows sleep to remain undisturbed, who does not turn vulnerability into risk. Those lessons matter. When your cat sleeps near you, they are acknowledging those lessons without ceremony. They are saying that over time, Your behavior has remained steady enough to trust even in unconsciousness. There is also a quiet intimacy in the way cats adjust themselves during sleep. A paw resting lightly against your arm, a head tucked beneath your chin, a slow shift closer in the night as the world grows quieter. These movements are not about seeking attention. They are about maintaining a connection without waking. Cats do not sleep deeply around things they do not want to lose track of. By choosing to sleep near you, your cat is placing you in a category reserved for beings that do not require constant monitoring. You are no longer something to watch. You are something to lean against. That distinction changes the relationship. It is also why cats who sleep near their people often react more strongly to changes in routine or absence. Once your presence becomes part of their sleep pattern, its absence is felt at a physical level. The body notices, the nervous system adjusts. Sleep teaches the brain what to expect. Your cat has learned to expect you. This expectation is not built on affection alone. It is built on consistency, on nights that passed without disruption, on mornings that arrived the same way, on 1,000 small interactions that told your cat the world does not become dangerous when you are nearby. And because cats are creatures who live by patterns, that lesson becomes deeply ingrained. When your cat sleeps beside you, especially after needing, they are not seeking warmth or comfort in isolation. They are continuing a sequence that began with memory and ended with trust. The same part of their brain that allowed them to relax enough to need now allows them to surrender awareness altogether. That is not something a cat does lightly. It is something they do only when the world feels held. And in those quiet hours, when your cat is unaware and the house is still, the bond between you becomes something more than interaction. It becomes a shared vulnerability, a mutual agreement that nothing needs to be watched right now. That agreement is the foundation of family in the feline world. And once it is made, it shapes everything that comes next. Expressed through action instead of posture. When your cat's tongue touches your skin, they are engaging in a behavior designed to say, "We are okay. Nothing needs to change. The bond is intact." This is especially true when grooming happens without prompting, without petting, without attention seeking. It is maintenance, not performance. You might notice that your cat's grooming of you mirrors the way they groom themselves. Slow strokes, focused repetition, a sense of concentration that suggests purpose rather than affection. That is because, in your cat's mind, this act is purposeful. They are tending to the group. There is also a quiet intimacy to grooming that often goes unrecognized. Grooming requires proximity. It requires a lack of fear. It requires trust that the other being will not suddenly move, grab, or react in a way that breaks the calm. Cats do not groom those they feel uncertain about, because uncertainty makes closeness. By the time a cat begins to bring you things, the relationship has already crossed a line it cannot uncross. This is not an early behavior. It does not belong to curiosity or testing or adjustment. It arrives only after trust has settled into something stable and familiar, after you have become part of the quiet structure your cat relies on to move through the world without fear. At this stage, your cat no longer interacts with you as an unknown presence. You are not a variable to be measured. You are a constant. And once you become a constant, your cat begins to notice you differently. They begin to notice what you do not do. Cats are observers by nature. They watch patterns. They learn routines. They notice absences as much as actions. Over time, your cat has learned when you eat, when you sleep, when you move, when you leave, and when you return. They have also learned something else, something that does not make sense in their internal logic. You never hunt. This realization does not arrive all at once. It settles in gradually, the way concerns do. Each day passes, and the pattern remains unchanged. You do not stalk. You do not pounce. You do not return with anything you have caught. In a world shaped by survival, this absence matters. And because your cat has already placed you inside the circle of belonging, that absence becomes personal. In the wild, when a cat notices that a member of the group is failing at a task essential to survival, the response is not judgment. It is an intervention. Mothers intervene when kittens struggle. Experienced hunters intervene when the young falter. Care expresses itself as action. This is the instinct that wakes up in your cat when they begin bringing you things. The act itself is careful, deliberate. Your cat selects something, carries it, navigates the house with focus, then place it where you will find it, often not hidden, often not random. Somewhere, it will interrupt your movement or draw your attention without force, and then they wait. That pause is not pride, it is an assessment. Your cat is not looking for praise. They are watching to see if the problem has been addressed, if the situation has changed, if you have understood. In their mind, this is not a gift. It is a solution. Sometimes the object is a toy, because toys are the closest thing your cat has to prey that can be safely shared. Sometimes it is something that carries your scent, something they have learned matters to you. Sometimes it is something real, something that triggers an entirely different emotional response in the human receiving it. But the emotional intent behind all of these deliveries is the same. Your cat is worried. This worry does not feel urgent or dramatic. It feels practical, quiet, matter of fact. The way concern often does once trust is deep. Your cat has already decided you are important. Now they are acting on that decision. This behavior often appears during the calmest parts of the day, early mornings, late nights, moments when the house is still and the group is most perceptible as a group. These are the times when cats naturally assess the environment and the status of those within it. Bringing something to you during those hours is not accidental. It is when the instinct to maintain the group is strongest. It is also why this behavior is rarely shared evenly among household members. Cats do not bring offerings to everyone. They bring them to the individual they have bonded to most deeply, the one whose well-being feels most tied to their own. You are not being singled out because you are weak. You are being singled out because you matter. Over time, if the behavior continues, the offerings may change. They may become more frequent, more intentional. Your cat is not escalating out of frustration. They are persisting because the underlying concern remains unresolved. You are still not hunting. The imbalance remains. From the cat's perspective, giving up on you would mean withdrawing care. They do not do that easily. If you recognized your cat, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who definitely did not choose their cat chose them.